Good morning. It is ridiculously early on a Friday, but my day was looking pretty crazy with the kids, so if I was gonna film, this was my opportunity. So I thought today what I was gonna do is, one of the things I get the most questions about are my monthly and my weekly calendars, the flip out charts from DIY Fish, you know, the washi tape and how I picked it and all that kind of stuff. And I've never done a video where I just set those up. And honestly, this is the first time I've done it where I set the whole month, all 4 weeks up at one time. So I thought I would do a quick video about how I did it, you know, what my colors mean and all that kind of stuff, because like I said, I get a lot of questions about it, and I just figured it'd be neat for some people might want to just see the whole thing at one time and what I do. So what I have pulled are things that I want to use for the month. I have these stickers from Hip Diggy Chick that are monthly. These are Celebrate the Day from Sweet Kawaii Design, and I absolutely love these. But I use these in my dailies. But I just wanted to show you this is another option. I really love these, and they're very reasonably priced, and I don't think I've ever gotten a sticker that's not come out good from Tasia. So there's that. I bought these from Planet when I was doing Erin Condren, because I didn't like the thoughtful thought box. I liked having a calendar each week. But then when I switched away from it, I was like, okay, what am I going to do with these? So I've given a lot of these to friends, but I usually use one in my monthly spread just so I can see the next month coming. So that was what I did with that. And I always get some washi that kind of matches, so that's why I have the purple washi pulled. And then this is my box of mini washi. So all my thin washi tapes that I use for my colors, and I'll go through these more in depth in a few minutes. And then I just have a couple of stamps. I do use my birthday wishes stamp from Studio L2E in my monthly spread. These are from Atia Dreams, and I use this because the box I use happy wishes, and then I put anniversary and birthday in there as well, because that's what I track in that, and I'll explain that better in just a second. The stamps that I'm going to use, or ink, I'm sorry, the stamp pads that I'm going to use today are VersaFine and Brilliance, Dewdrop Brilliance Galaxy Gold. And that's just because I did a lot of gold in my March spread, so I thought it would be fun. So what I did first, and this is how I always do, all my months are already printed in my DIY Fish inserts. So I decorate those using washi tape, and this is my Midori clip. You guys are in focus. I'm gonna turn that autofocus off for a minute. And then I use my Midori clip for the month, so that when it closes, you know, I have my numbered months at the top. And then this is my month right here. And so what I normally do with this is I do all of my washi on this side. This is where I list my birthdays and anniversaries for everybody. And then this is kind of where I do my notes and monthly goals. So I'll put the April sticker probably somewhere down here at the bottom. Some of these I might use, some of these I might not. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with these, because some of them they're really big, so I don't know. I may just use them to decorate, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But anyway, that's, you know, I've got these, and then just kind of go from there. I always have my phone, because that's where I do most of my forward planning. You know, things I find out about quickly, it's either on my phone or in my Malden. And I checked my Malden, there's nothing in there. This is my inserts from So Much Crafting. And what I do with this is I track my bills, so it'll stick in here. Personally, I pay bills twice a month, on the 1st and the 15th. So all the bills on the 1st go on the front, all the bills on the 15th go on the back. And I just keep it stuck in there with the months. I found it very interesting and nice to have that to look back on, especially for tax purposes. So, and these are from So Much Crafting. The other thing on these is you could trim them more. I do not print the way that Fish designed them this year for 2016. I don't use legal paper. Because of the way I use the calendar, the little space didn't matter to me, just in the fact that I'm just tracking general trends of the month, like the big stuff. So this really didn't bother me having it this way. So I use the A4 file and I print it at 95%. And then when I print the regular weekly, as you can see, it all lines up. So my weeklies are a little bit bigger this way than my dailies, but yeah, they still line up perfectly. And I just really, that's important to me. So I like this a lot. So what I did was I printed out my weeks for March. And if you go, oh, that's the end. Okay, I was just getting confused for a second. If you go to, I have another video on how to edit. These are all my homeschool plans for my younger kids that I typed in as kind of an overlay. So this is week 13, week 12, then we have week 11, week 10, and week 9. And what I did do in week 9 is I added February 29th to the first one. I think space is at such a premium with fish inserts anyway. I wasn't going to do 1 week with just the 29, and then to me it just doesn't make sense. So I always edit this in so that they're together. So that's what I did. So I thought I would do, and on the back what I do is this is the highlights of my week, and then here sometimes I'll put stickers. The first of the month will be my dog sticker, making sure I do my dog's medicine, my house sticker, and make sure I change my contacts. And I'll do all of that when I do my actual plan with me for this week. So I thought I would show you guys how I trim them down. And I have 2 of these. I have a Fiskars paper cutter. And I love these paper cutters. And I probably have bought a million of these because they have, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a wire here. So when you place your paper in, you can see exactly where you're cutting. So I really like that a lot. I can line the wire up to the lines. I can make sure I have the paper straight, because sometimes the paper's not straight even though I'm on the edge. So I do, and sometimes it doesn't cut right. Ah, shoot. There we go. And then you can do it on the other end. And I just really like having that extra backup of making sure I got it straight and got it lined up right. I still hold the paper. You either hold this down or hold the paper still, just to make sure I don't mess anything up. So that's what I do to cut them down. And then as you can see, when I open my monthly and I just sort of line them up, it lines up. It does do a little bit of an overlap, but to me that's okay because I can still see, what's going on. So that's what I do there. So I'm going to go off camera real quick and get the rest of these cut up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got everything trimmed, and we're going to start doing our tape. Now, I personally do the washi tape because I find that easier than trying to write it all in and keep track of it that way. But my color code just kind of developed basically when I did my calendar on my phone. And you know how you can color code and all that. Purple was all that was left when I needed to do a school calendar, so my school color became purple. My kids all have a color, so and we're a homeschooling family, so my kids each have excuse me, 1 activity a month, a week that they get to do. And that's what their color represents on the calendar, is that their particular thing is meeting at that time and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how I went about doing it. And this week is our spring break, and it's also the week of Easter. So for that, I'm going to use this striped washi, and I'm going to use the purple color. So what I do, honestly, is I just pull some tape out, and I just line it up and tear it with my Westcott ruler. And so this week is our spring break. So I'm going to mark the whole week. Even though down here at the bottom that this is April, it still just tells me that, you know, it's the whole week. I may or may not mark this in April just because, I don't know, you know, it'll be really like the last day or so. So I don't know if it's something I'll mark in April, but this is how I do my weeklies. Now remember, I'm using version 2.2, so the weeks go vertically. So this is, excuse me, this is all Mondays, this is all Tuesdays, Wednesdays, so forth and so on. So just kind of remember that, because I know sometimes when I do this, people are like, wait a minute, what are you doing? That's what I'm doing. So on this one is my rainbow colors. And like I said before, April, school is purple. So we pull this out and we will have CC every week except for the week of the 28th. Now, if you follow my videos, you know that we do classical conversations, and you also know that I am a Challenge A director, which is basically 7th grade. I teach my older son's class. And sometimes they meet and the younger kids don't meet. So when everybody meets, it's dark purple. When just the Challenge A meets, I use this light purple just so I can delineate. And in my last month, you see that's what's going on. So I just wanted to point that out. Tuesdays we have nothing. And I'm going to look really quickly on my calendar real quick just to make sure that I don't have anything. We do have a birthday, I do have an anniversary, but nothing, and a CC info meeting. Okay, so I do need to mark that on Tuesday the 29th. Okay, so on the 29th during spring break, we are going to have a little CC thing. So this is how I'm going to address that. Because I've already put my spring break thing down, and this is not typically a class, it's going to be a little bit later in the day. I'm going to put it there. I tore off too much tape, but that's okay. Because then I messed that up, so I can just do it again. Planning with fingernails is not easy. I'm learning that. As a gift, a friend of mine took me to get my nails done, and I am struggling a little bit, but that's a little better. But this is how I would address it. So now I know I have something for CC on that day, even though it's spring break. But it's abnormal, and I'll spot it easily. So Wednesdays are our like crazy busy day. We have play dates typically on Wednesday. That's what this light green color is. And that's the first thing of the day. So I put it there. And I don't know if we'll meet over spring break or not. So I'm going to just kind of let that go because I don't know. If her husband takes time off during spring break, we may not meet. So we'll just see. That's something I can always add later. This is like, seriously, the general overview. And then my son, Henry, has karate on this. And it's funny, a lot of people say that they take their skinny washi. I got these all at like Michael's or on Amazon. And a lot of people take them out of this container. I like the container myself. I find if I'd taken everything out, it would just be everywhere. And I just don't like that. I like that I can just pull one out, and I've kind of learned what colors are in which one, and I just don't think I would want it to be out. So, but you can totally take them out. The end pops off. So if you're like, gosh, why would she keep it that way? That's why I keep it that way. And then on this roll, which is kind of my more, I guess my brighter rolls, that's this one. And I chose to use this darker pink. It's kind of a purpley pink. And this is all of our church stuff. Now, I did just get an email, and I know that we're not going to be having things on Easter, on spring break, because it's Easter week. So we'll be doing a lot on Sunday, and so we're not going to have anything on Wednesday night for the kids' activities. So, and that's what that is. So there's that. On Thursdays, we do music, and I use this tealy color for music lessons, and we will not have lessons during spring break. And our spring break happens to coincide with the public school spring break, which is what my piano and guitar teacher goes on. So she, if they're having break, then she takes off as well. So luckily that coincides. So we have that. And then the other thing that we do on Thursdays is ballet. And ballet will not meet during spring break as well for the same reason. They just kind of take the break while kids are off. And so many people travel during spring break, so it just kind of makes sense to take a break during that time. Now, and I just remembered too, I spoke with them yesterday, and Henry will have karate on spring break, and I knew that. So I'm going to try to add this in and line it up. And to line things up, because if it was a little off, it would just really bother me. I'm trying to make sure I'm not in the frame. I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. So I just kind of overlap it. And what I'll do is I will pull this up, and I'll pull it up back here a little so that, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I like it to be lined up. So I forgot about that. And then on Fridays, the only thing I have is my daughter's gymnastics class. So again, they'll be doing camps at the little gym. So I know she will not be having class. But they decided to do Henry's because they had to do some cancellation the beginning of the month. Wednesday, we had horrible weather and tornadoes in North Carolina. So they called class, and then there's gonna be like a training day for the staff. So they're gonna have it during spring break for that reason. So we do that, and then on Sundays is our church day. So we do church in the mornings and in the evenings, and we, you know, typically always go all the way through, even on spring break, because this year we are not traveling. Oh, but I totally forgot. Well, no, the kids are going to go. At the end of the month, my husband gets home from deployment. So this is a very big month, very excited. And we will be out of town, but my oldest son is coming home to watch the kids for a little bit, and he will be taking them. But I do know that typically on spring breaks or school breaks like that, they will not do their evening activities, which are the kids' activities, just because everybody will be traveling. So I'm going to guess that's the case for right now until I hear otherwise. But I know that's what they did over Christmas and Thanksgiving break, is they just didn't meet during the break time. So as you can see, my entire month is filled in, and this is what I do. I will mark dentist appointments and things like that, but none of those are coming up this month. So the next thing I'm going to do is go to here. So this is my birthdays. This is where I mark my birthdays and anniversaries. And I use my Studio L2E Happy Wishes. And what I do is the happy and the wishes are separate stamps. So when I'm doing that, I always put one on the back and the one I'm going to use first on the front. And I decided to use my gold ink because I had a lot of gold and glitter this month because it's March. And this is my birthday month. So I like, St. Patrick's Day is one of my favorite holidays. And so I tend to go a little bit more all out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Gold Galaxy ink. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to have to slide this out. So slide this off. I tape it on the other side, and hopefully I'll be able to get that back in. And I just kind of do this, stamp it down real good, pull it up so you see the happy. Always keep a baby wipe handy so you can clean your stamps. Just make sure that the baby wipe is, I usually get like the gentle, so there's no chemicals on it, nothing and try to get them as plain as possible. But the other option too is a lot of people just do a wet paper towel, and I guess I should do that because I usually film in my bathroom because it's the best light, because I could just wet the paper towel, but either would work really well. But just if you do use baby wipes, make sure that you're using ones that have nothing on them. So that says happy wishes, and I was gonna put I was gonna do birthday and anniversary on there, but I don't think I'm going to. I really like how that looks. And obviously if I list 2 people anniversary, and if I list 1, I'm talking about a birthday. So I'm not gonna fill those in. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll fill in mine, but I won't fill in my son's because I talk about my son on here, so I don't know, but I'm not gonna do the rest of my families. So what I do is I'll take my pen, and this is my TWSBI Mini Vac. I had such a rough week, I lost this and I couldn't find it. And it looks like it's got a little bit of ink in here, so I'm gonna have to clean that out. Could not find it anywhere, and I was so upset, and I found it. I was so excited. So what I do is I would go through here and look, and my son's birthday is on the 16th. The 16th hits here, and I'm gonna just double check that I don't have any other birthdays that month, and I'm not on that day, on that week. Yeah, so it's just his on Tuesday. So what I do is or on Wednesday, sorry, I'd come over here, and then I would just write Jack, and I would do a dash and write 16. And then my birthday, along with my sister-in-law's, is on the 19th, and I don't think I have anybody else on that week either. I have a party info, birthday, and a cousin's birthday. So on this day, I would just write me 19, and then I'd write my sister-in-law underneath that. So that's what I do for those, and I just list them all out. And okay, sorry about that. My daughter just woke up, so she had to tell me she was up. So that's what I do, is I just list those out, and if I had an anniversary or something, I would just write, Susan and Jack and the date, and then I know it's an anniversary. And I do have one like on the 15th, so I would write that here. I try to write them in order, just to make sure that I don't, oh shoot, I got some ink on my pen. Ooh. Just so I don't, mess it up, and keep them in order so I don't forget them. And then that's just where I reference them. So that way I always have them, they're handy. I do add them into my yearly calendar as well, and I guess I could have gotten that out. That would have been smart, huh? And then this is gonna go this way. And as you see, I have that tape there, and I'm gonna try and just put that tape, leave that tape there. I haven't pressed down. Yay, I did it, okay. So I put it right back, and I just kind of smooth that tape out. And that's just to make sure that they don't fall. So I do that. I'm still working on what to do with my monthly chart, and everybody always says, isn't it redundant to have stuff on your monthly and then have it on your weekly and blah, blah, blah. But what I do is on my monthly chart is kind of the big picture stuff. So my bills, how much did I exercise over the month? How much did I, did I watch what I was eating? Did I do some personal reading? Did I keep up with my school? And really what I mark on here is we do school every day, but is if there was a day I missed, like there was a sick day or something like that, I would mark it, and then I would put it in the notes section here as to what it was, on the 7th, Jack was really sick and we didn't do school that day, that kind of thing. And to be honest with you, I do my dailies, and then at the end of my week, I fill in my weekly chart. I keep up with my AM routine and my PM routines, but I don't every day go and check things off. Now, sometimes I do just because I had the time or it happened at that moment where I was sitting down and working on things. But I don't stress myself out about getting those filled out. As long as at the end of the month, I have a clear view, and I don't keep all my pages in my planner, I take them out. So it's important to me that my month reflect what's going on so that I can look at it and go, oh wow, I did really good exercising this month, or this went really well, or that kind of thing. I've been trying to use this as for monthly goals. This setup's a little different than what it was last year, so I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I want to do with that. But I do know that I want to mark April, and because I had 2 sets of stickers, because I had all of last year's and this year's when they went on sale, I just want to make sure I've got the 2016, yes, Friday, okay, of April. I just want to make sure I wasn't putting the wrong one down. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it like right here, and I kind of try to mark it. So I decided we'll go with 3, and just kind of put it down where I want it. And then I take my washi and kind of decorate around it. Sometimes I do this where I do it all the way around. Sometimes I don't. I don't know. You know what? And I'm not liking the way that looks. Hold on. I think I'm gonna. Well, we'll try something different this month. I'm just gonna put April down in the bottom here in the corner, and I'm not gonna do any washi. And we'll just kind of see how I like that. One of the things I really like about these fish inserts is I can change things month to month. I can start over, and honestly, if I really screwed this up and I was just like, ugh, I hate this, I could totally take it all, just reprint it and do it again, and I like that. And so what I thought I would do too is, it's the 13th is when we spring forward, and that is going to be on a Sunday, and I don't have, and I'm always checking my phone just to make sure. So on Sundays, let's see, I don't have any, just want to make sure I don't have anything else that I'm going to miss. Okay, so just the first day of spring and that. And I have these stickers, and they're super cute. And wow, she didn't have a first day of spring sticker. Okay, well, the 13th is spring forward. I want to make sure, and that's not marked on here either. I'm struggling. Okay. Okay. Because I use the Sweet Kawaii Design ones in a lot of my stuff. And she doesn't, I'm looking at that one too, and she doesn't have stickers for spring forward or for the first day of spring. So I don't know if I want to put them here. Crap. Okay. Well, I'm just going to have to kind of think about it. But that's why I was going to put them right here for St. Patrick's, or for spring, and the spring forward on here, but I don't have it here. So I'm going to want to use them probably on my daily calendar, more than my monthly. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. So we'll just kind of leave that blank. And so these are usually my monthly goals. Sometimes I type these in, and sometimes I write them in. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. But these are monthly goals, and then these are kind of just highlights and notes. So sometimes I would take these, and this is where I would kind of decorate a little bit for St. Patrick's Day. So we'll put this little bird and stuff here and go from there. But yeah, so that's my monthly setup. I used the shamrocks for St. Patrick's Day, obviously, just to kind of have that marked in there, but a cute way that I can still write things down if I need to. So there you go. That is how I do my month. And then I just have my bills, and those are in there. So that's my month. And then I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do one a week, because you kind of, I'm sure, get it. And this is, it's the same kind of idea. So I take, my purple, and I line these up and do it again. And what I can do, I do try to line them up, but I'm not super anal about it. So I know that when I do my month, I always, you know, try to go like one down for the school. So I have that there. And if you're not familiar, everything in Fish's inserts are have graph paper on them. So if you mess something up, you know, you have things to line against. So I do that. And then just so I can show you when they're opened up, and obviously these haven't been punched or folded yet or anything like that, but they kind of they'll line up. As you see, it's pretty close. So I do that. And then I just go through and I do my whole week. So the next thing is our play date. And I found that with fingernails, I need a longer strip to get it. So, and this week is here. So, you know, you'll be doing them out of order. So like the next week I'm doing to the right. You want to do it in a different order because when you fold them up, it feels kind of backwards, but I'm finally starting to get used to it. So this is how I go through and I do my weeks. And that's how, you know, this is just how I do it. And this is what works for me. Now, some people like to have things written in here. I personally like to, and if you saw my plan with me from last week, I like to be able to look at it and go, oh wow, you know, tomorrow I have a dentist appointment for Jack. So on here, if it was this week, on Saturday there was a blue strip, and so I knew that I had something for Jack that week and I needed to check and see what was going on. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I think that's actually too short. So, you know, and that's the other thing. It's yours and you have to make it work for you. And I really, I think I used these for a couple months before I came up with this idea, because I was finding I did my stamps at first and I really liked that, but it was so much work and it took so much time each week. So, and I do this each week, but again, it's something that I can do while I'm talking. I can do it while I'm watching TV. I can, you know, I don't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be dead silent, and you know, I just have to check my phone and say, okay, you know, I don't have anything this week or that day or this day. I don't mark my birthdays on the week. I mark them on the day. In my dailies at the top, I'll stamp happy birthday and I'll put whose birthday it is. And that's just what I like to do. I have a lots of different colors, so things will change. And you know, probably what will happen, to be honest, is when I run out of the color, I'll find another similar color and I'll just kind of tweak my system for what I have, because I'm not going to throw away, you know, 8 rolls of washi because I ran out of this color. But there's another tealy color, and there's another green, and there's another pink and yellows. I've got 4 yellows. So I just kind of roll with it and just see, you know, what's working and what do I want to use that month, and go from there. But you know, this system developed in 2015. If you watch my setup video for 2016, I kind of talked about how much planners I went through and how much I tried to figure this out, and it was hard. I did Erin Condren, I did Inkwell Press, I did try the Happy Planner. I do have a Hobonichi, which is the most similar thing, I think, to DIY Fish. Just out of curiosity, really, everybody was talking about them, and I was just like, I don't understand what the big deal is. So I decided to order one and see. And honestly, I think that I'm gonna give it to my husband when he gets home, because it would fit what he needs to track patients and appointments and all that stuff. My husband is a doctor in the Army, so he has a lot that he has to track. And I think the Hobonichi would fit him really well. He's not a big, you know, he doesn't do the washi and the stickers and the decorating and all that, obviously. But I just love it. I really like it. And like I said, this is the first this way. So what my plan is to go through and do every week, have them all finished, then I'll punch and fold them. They line up, as you can see. I'm trying to make sure I show you. And so I do this, and then that's what my weeks look like. And then, you know, when you fold them in, you have your week over here, and then the pages go inside, and you know, so that's what I'm doing. I really like it a lot. I hope you guys found this video at least a little bit helpful, maybe just a different way to look at your weeks. Again, it's for me, the month and the week are just to see the main things that are going on and the things that are different, so that, you know, things will pop out and I'll go, ah, shoot, you know, spring break's going on, but you know, Henry still has karate. I need to, you know, adjust for that. We have a CC meeting on that Tuesday. I need to, you know, make sure I'm ready for that. So those kind of things. Normally I go in and put the dates, but I don't always do it on the monthly. I do it on the weekly because, you know, I want to see. But yeah, so I don't know if I'll change that or not. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful. I just kind of wanted to show you what I did. I feel like if you get all this washi tape out and you do it all at one time, that it takes a lot less time to get things done. So I wanted to show you guys that. And then one thing I did think of, I'm gonna do real quick, is here on that monthly, you know how I was telling you, like, I could also put this to-do sticker. This to-do. I don't know if I will, but you could put your to-dos up there, or, you know, goals or months, or, you know, whatever it is you kind of want to do. So those are options too. And I may even use these, just to put these at the top for decoration. I don't know. I have to think about it. Okay, so let me pause the camera, and I'm going to do the rest of the weeks, and then I'll show you them all finished and together, and then we'll wrap this video up. Be back. Okay, I got everything done, and I just kind of wanted to show you what I did. So here's my month. It has everything on there, my weeks as things change. This is our spring break week, and as you can see, it's going to be kind of crazy. I'm going to have to go get Dad. When my husband gets home, I'm going to have to go get him, and we're not sure exactly when that time is. So it's supposed to be around the 1st, so this is kind of marked weird. And then red is my oldest son's color, and he is going to be on leave and staying with us so that I can go whenever we find out when Dad's coming home. So there's that. Everything else is pretty much the same. This is kind of how I mark the differences. The gray washi is my husband. That is what that stands for. I guess I could put some on here. I just didn't because it would be such a little amount. But yeah, so that's what they look like. Now all I have to do is fold them and punch them. And then my next step, actually today, is I'm going to print all my dailies for March, and I'll have those all done. And then start organizing them by week. And I only put a week in at a time. Occasionally I'll do the last week and the new week, but typically I just do the week I'm in. But I keep all the weeks in, just not all the dailies. I'm sorry. I only put the dailies for the week I'm in my Filofax. That way, if I need a forward plan, I can always use awesome sticky notes, and I can stick them to the week. So for example, this one goes on week 9. So when I get it and I can add it in, I will. And then we go from there. They look similar. They're not perfect. As you can see, I do not pay attention. I have so many yellows that I do not pay attention which yellow I'm picking. And then I end up with weird, I never match my yellow. I don't know why. But anyway, I still know that that's for my youngest child, so it doesn't matter. But there you go. So that's what I do. And then this is how I mark off long things. So this is what I would do the week, but I could still put some tape down, like if I had a dentist appointment or, you know, something was going on. But most things are canceled during spring break, so I don't have to worry about it. Anyway, I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know. And I'm hoping that this maybe just gives you an idea of a way that you can use your planner differently, or one that might fit you better. Some other things you can do here that I've done in the past is I've done stamps. I had icon stamps from Studio L2E, and I did not bring those in here, but you know, for school, I had a schoolhouse stamp, and for play dates And some of these kids activities, I would do a heart and I would color it the color for the kid. Because I didn't have a karate stamp. I didn't have, you know, those kind of things. I do have church stamps. I had music notes. Same thing for gymnastics. I didn't have a small gymnastics stamp, so I would do a heart and color it yellow, and then I knew, okay, that was Eleanor's thing, and this was Lily's thing, and this was Henry's, and this was Jack's, and you know, that kind of stuff. I did have a church stamp, and I would just stamp it once here and once here for morning and night to do that. But I found that that just took so much time. I finished all of this in about 15 minutes because I had everything sitting out. I had all my papers ready. I had my handy dandy ruler. It took me no time. So I think this is how I'm going to do it in the future. Just for myself, this really works. I play with different fonts and different things. You know, now I'm using a different font. I did this a while back when I was testing it out, but it still is going to work just fine. This is my highlights. So that was the other thing I guess I need to mention too. If something happens that I really want to remember or whatever, because I don't keep my daily pages, and those are also my journal pages in my planner forever, you know, you could turn it over and I could say, I could write spring break, and I could write daddy's home, and I could write Joe came to visit, you know, whatever it is I want to do. And then when I take the dailies out, I still have, because I keep my lesson plans and my Bible notes together, and I keep those in my planner, at least for now, for the month. And then I take the month out, you know, so I'll take all of February out, put all of March in, and do that. But just trying to learn a balance and to not have a ton of redundancy. But yeah, so I hope that was helpful. I'm so excited that I have this done. Hopefully this video will go live today. It is Friday. I can't remember what day though, but it is Friday. I do know that. And it's February. It's the last Friday in February, but I can't remember what the date is. I think it's the 25th or the 26th. Anyway, I'll put these in, and I'm gonna do my dailies. And then I also have a video coming up where I set up my SPM, which are my small project management pages. And I do those for all my YouTube and Periscope and everything else. So that's all gonna come hopefully later this afternoon. I have to get ready now to go to gymnastics. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you guys are all looking forward to a wonderful weekend. And again, if there's anything, any questions, any suggestions, anything, please don't be shy, post them below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great week. Bye.